So basically the article is presenting robots. It's saying that it's going to coexist with humans. Can you believe that? I am really thinking, okay, I know I was around when the millennium happened, but this is just going overboard. So they're trying to take the workers out and put robots. So I went to this Japanese restaurant. This is a true story. I get in there, sit down, order my food, and guess what? Guess who brought me my food, should I say? A damn robot. It was a machine that had my plate, carrying my plate, and it delivered it to my table. It had the audacity to tell me, thank you for eating, thank you for dining here, or something weird. And I'm like, what is going on? So do you know? Do you have a clue of what robots are going to do? They're going to take the jobs away from us. So the best thing right now is to figure out what will be something stable, what will be something consistent, where they're going to need people. Some people are saying they're running to the healthcare industry, but even the healthcare industry have positions there where they're going to automate with robots. So you have to be careful. And to all you job hoppers, you need to slow down. You really need to figure out what will be a good market for you, what will be a good industry for you. Because based on this article, they're rolling out the robots to do a 5-year study. So they're giving us a little time. But like I said, I recently went to a restaurant and a robot brought me my plate to my table. Now you can think I'm playing all you want. You can take me serious, whatever you choose to do. But this is real life. And if you're not paying attention, if you're thinking that politics don't affect you, voting don't affect you, if you feel like robots are not going to affect you, you have another thing coming. Okay, you need to buckle down. You need to do research. You need to figure out what you need to do to be able to sustain, because I don't want you to be left without. See, I'm always trying to look out for the best interest of you, and that's what I think one of my problems is. Instead of worried about what you're doing, I need to be focused on myself. But I'm focused on you because it's just so crazy that you believe that none of this stuff matters. You believe that looking at articles in the Wall Street Journal or looking at articles in the Times, New York Times, you feel like those articles do not pertain to you. You think politics don't pertain to you. And being an HR professional, all of these things matter. And I see a lot of people missing out on opportunities because they don't read, they don't do any research, they go off of what somebody else has said, they go off of what their ancestors said, and it's just a generational, I don't want to call it a generational curse, but I feel like it's just a generation that repeats itself. And the only way to not repeat yourself is to pull out of that category, ask questions, decipher which way is the right way based on what's going on today. See, what our ancestors went through, that was then. That was the time that was going on then. But right now we're going through something totally different. We have something new going on. We have a whole different type of economy right now. Even though there was a recession before, we understand that. But the world is different. Like this day, this is the first and only day of today. Like, you're not going to get this day again. It's a new day. So new things are going to take place. So that means what our ancestors did on, let's just say if it's a Friday, what our ancestors did on a Friday, years ago, is not going to be the same today, because today is a different day. I don't know if you understand where I'm coming, but we have to change the way that we do things. We have to, at some point, think about the things that we're doing and how everything in the economy, everything in life, everything in this world truly affects us. And I sit around and I listen to my friends or family members who believe that none of this stuff is going to harm them. None of this stuff is going to disrupt anything that they're doing. And that is a lie. And so I wanted to mention this topic because I witnessed this at the restaurant, and it was different. It was different, and I had to get my thoughts together because I'm like, wow, somebody usually deliver my food to the table, but today I have a robot delivering my food to the table. So I felt that was really different. And I've heard them talk about, implementing robots and taking out jobs. I mean, we see it at Walmart. At first, Walmart had, 20 lanes of cashiers checking people out. Now, they got it in one area, speedy checkout, you do it yourself. So that cut out a few jobs. Then, if you walk around in Home Depot at a certain time, is it Home Depot or is it Target? One of those stores, they have a robotic floor. When you clean the floor, the person usually will go around and mop the floor. But now they have a machine. It doesn't even have a driver. It has a machine that goes around and cleans the floor. So these things are already being seen, but yet we're feeling like it's not affecting us. Oh, it's not affecting me because I wasn't doing that job anyway. Oh, I wasn't a custodian. I wasn't a janitor, so it's not affecting me. Yes, it is affecting you. And so at some time in your life, you have to sit down and figure out how all of these things play a part of your life, even politics. Now, that's a whole nother story because there's still a lot of people that feel like their vote does not count or votes aren't tallied up right. Like, it's always something, like some type of corruption that people believe, which there probably is. But I believe if you're not voting, or if you didn't study the people that are on a ballot, how could you even say what's wrong and what's right? You have no voice because you didn't even study who's running for office. So a lot of people that had issues with the president or currently have issues with the president, they didn't do their research on the president, but then they have so much to say. But then they're wondering why they're still struggling. They're wondering why, financially things are not making sense. But if you would have researched the president that you voted for, research what their interest was, what they were going to focus on, what was more important to them, like infrastructure. That may not be, it's important to them. It is important, but it's not more important than healthcare. It's just a whole lot of things. So I'm not going to go into that because that's a whole nother topic and we can be here all day. But I wanted to mention this article because it's very interesting. And being in HR, I don't think people are realizing what these robots are about to do to the job market. Yes, it's going to be expensive for companies to bring this on into their organization, but 1 or 2 salaries can get you 2 robots, and then the following year, the company wouldn't even worry about making the investment because they already know their return on investment the following year is going to be so great that they're not going to care about investing in robots. So yes, it's going to be expensive for companies to invest into robots, but 2 or 3 salaries, they're going to be okay. They're going to be okay. So if they cut out your salary and have a robot doing your job, they'll be more successful. And guess what? They don't have to deal with your attitude. They don't have to deal with you calling out. They don't have to deal with none of your drama because they'll have a robot who doesn't even talk back. Now, how amazing is that? That is so interesting. But yeah, so the robots are going to be doing a little study, a 5-year study, and they're going to start in the University of Texas. They're going to start there. And so I'm really going to follow up with this because I am very interested on what they find. I may even think about investing into some robotic stocks because it's coming. It is coming. It's coming. So they are having a press release, and so I'm going to see what they're talking about there. But it says right here that the researchers plan a 5-year study focusing on what it takes to create, safely operate, and maintain this kind of robot network while also adapting with the humans who live and work around it. It's not gonna be that bad. What could really go wrong? what you may step on it. Come on now, this is going to go very well, and I already know that it's going to go very well because they're already using robots. So besides being useful in research, it will be a bona fide useful delivery network according to the release, and will first deploy at the beginning of next year. So the robots will do things like deliver hand sanitizer and wipes, or offer them to people walking around in specific pedestrian zones. Wow. So I noticed that it says it runs for 90 minutes. Now, the one that I seen at the restaurant, it brought my plate to my table, then it went back to this like charging dock. So it doesn't even need 90 minutes. It only took, what, a minute to get to my table. It took a minute to get to my table and from my table. So 90 minutes is pretty decent. Some people may feel like there's no competition because the robot is only 90 minutes worth of, it's only going to do 90 minutes worth of work. That's all it really needs in a day, because it takes 1 minute to bring someone their plate. It would take 1 minute to give someone hand sanitizer and go back to his charging dock and restart to be fully charged. So don't get it confused. Wow, did you just see that? It was carrying brick. Oh my God. Wait a minute, let's go back. Look at that. Oh my God. Now, really? You don't think it's no competition, huh? Wow. I don't even know what to say. Being HR, I just see a drastic change in the work field. You know what? I think maybe I need to go back and give me some education that's gonna help me be HR for robots, maybe. And I guarantee you I'll have less stress and things will go more smoothly because I'm gonna have to deal with people in their drama. Oh my God, I'm excited. I think I'm gonna have to go ahead and invest and get me some more education so I can be able to be robotic literate. This is a big deal. So yeah, so that's what we're going through. So if you feel like this doesn't affect you, each his own. When I'm paying attention and I'm about to educate myself, do more research, and figure out how I'm going to fit in.